Yo, what's up, everybody? So the colors invite. You got to understand the colors. There's Living in Full Color by Mark Casetta. Get that content. I've been a student of that content. There's days where I used to watch it 3, 4 times in a row, and it's like learning how to ride a bike. You pick up a lot of it, and even if you fall off a little bit and you might be a little squirmish, you still are able to get on the bike a little bit, and because you got that knowledge and you can use it in everyday life, not just in this business, but understanding people, understand why people don't like you, understand why people like you, understand why you might rub people off, rub people the wrong way, and some people might rub you the wrong way, but just you haven't even said anything to them. It just might be because of the way that you dress, even. There's just so much good content. Get Living in Full Color by Mark Casetta. You can get them in the back office, I believe, but you could also definitely get them at these national events that we go to. But guys, the colors, just simply break it down. There's red, green, blue, and yellow. Red being driven, the high class, like the top of the line stuff. There's the blue. They're the fun, outgoing, love to be around people, social. Just anything that's a good time adventure. Yellow's the kind. They're more reserved. They're more very very. They're usually more understanding and empathetic people. They're compassionate people. They love to give back. Greens are the logical people. Maybe also very reserved, but blues and reds, a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more outspoken. Whereas greens, reserved, logical, love to add things up. They will never get into things in life just on spur of the moment. They gotta always analyze things and study things for a long time. So guys, for the reds, you can usually judge a red by if they have a part in their hair, if they're wearing some high class brand name stuff, if they wear a lot of rings, if they have big hoop earrings, if they blues might be more trendy. They may have colorful hair. They might have a lot of style. Maybe not something that's clean cut and short, but it might be kind of out there. They love to have fun. They talk loud. Reds and blues talk loud. You might be able to sense that just based on a handshake. Reds will break your hands. Blues might be a little bit more, swag with it. They might be a little bit more styling with it, or easy going. Not as to break their hand, but more kind of loving in a way, or careful in a way, like firm but not weak. Yellows, it might be more of like they might wear more baggy clothing. They have longer hair. Yellows are just very soft spoken. They might be, these are some of the best at maybe caring about others and expressing it. They might say "aw" a lot. They're some of the sweetest people on the planet. Greens are more reserved. Maybe don't talk a whole lot. They love numbers. They love adding things up. They're typically the ones that don't make spur of the moment decisions. A red, green, and blue may say, or a red, yellow, and a blue may say stuff like that. But greens, they just need to know everything before they do anything. I'm not condoning that. There's some greens that won't do that, but it's just greens are very very by the book, by the numbers. Everything adds up. Practical. They might wear close cut stuff. They don't have a whole lot of style or trend. There's not really a whole lot of activity about them. It's just more of like a boring look, maybe, if anything. They don't really value spending money on expensive stuff at all. It's got to make logical sense. Basically, purchase a lot of things on necessity. And then there's the so I think that's about it. The reds, the blues, the yellows, and the greens. So when I'm inviting, and if I know somebody's color, if I know somebody's a blue, I'm not gonna use listen, dude, I get one of the most challenging things on the pace. I got one of the most challenging things that I could ever accomplish in my way right now, that I'm trying to just knock down. It's a blue. If somebody's blue, outgoing, fun, you're gonna say, listen, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Tomorrow at 7. Oh, nothing. Why? Listen, you're one of the most fun people I know, and I got something fun that I want to bring to the community. Is it cool if I run it by you? Just when you can match something to their personality, if they're yellow, like, hey, listen, what do you got going on tomorrow 7? Nothing, why? Hey, listen, I got something that, honestly, I think that I'm going to be able to make a big impact. I've always wanted to leave a legacy, not in the sense of for myself, but I've always wanted to live, long after I was gone, because I was able to make a big impact. And you're just one of the most compassionate people I know. It's cool if I run something by you. Green people, greens, most logical people. Listen, I have one of the most logical, practical ways on how to knock down college debt almost in half in the next, couple years. And, you're just one of the most analytical, logical guys I know. And if I could run the analytics by you and me and you could see a common vision, I think that I'm headed in the right direction. Reds, listen, man, I got one of the most challenging but most rewarding things on the books. And it usually, if I'm going to do something challenging, I want to run it by some of the best that can take on challenges, some of the most hardworking, people that I know, some of the most competitive people I know that know how to just win and get things done. And so I would love to get my common vision around your common vision of, hard work and perseverance. And is that cool? If, are you free for a few minutes the next few days? I'd be able to run that by you. I mean, I'm tailoring all my invites to, you could tell a person's color by looking at their social, their Instagram, their Facebook, what pictures that they have up. You can look at their tweets, like what they talk about. You could just, when you see them in person, but when you call them, like whatever you think of them, you can use that as leverage to get as many exposures as you can in the best way. You don't want to invite somebody who's yellow to check out something that's hard, challenging your race to be number one. And you don't want to reach out to a red and be like, hey, listen, man, I got one of the most giving back ideas, impactful projects that where I'm going to be able to, empathize and nurture excellence with the world, in the sense that, we're all going to love each other. And it's just like, reds don't get fired up about that stuff. And it's not that they're bad people, it just doesn't fire them up. So guys, just tailor your invites to personalities and you're going to see a lot of cool things happen. A lot of wins here are when you can get people to just see the information. That's a win. It's not signing people up, it's getting the people to see the information. So use this, study it, understand the languaging. This will change your life. You can understand this stuff. Much love, guys. Peace out. Bye.